I know, I've been pretty rubbish of late. I've not put any running content up. I've not updated anybody on my progress training for the London Marathon. And there's a reason. A couple of weeks ago, well, say 4 weeks ago, I started to get that injury feel again. My old shin splints coming back to haunt me, and I'm only running the 2024 London Marathon because I deferred it from 2023 because I had a shin injury. And at week 10, I started to get an ankle injury, which in the end took 6 weeks to kind of sort itself out, meaning I had to defer from London. I was bitterly disappointed I couldn't do the 2023 race. But we're a year on and I'm running the 2024 London Marathon, and training to date has gone really, really well. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling much fitter than this time last year. But 3 or 4 weeks ago, my shins started to hurt again. I mean, I've been doing a lot of miles over the last sort of 12 months. And I just felt it was history repeating itself. I didn't feel like making any videos, although it probably would have made for a good bit of content how I managed an injury. I just wanted to put the camera down, focus on my running and get through and manage the pain so I could turn up on April the 21st and still run the London Marathon. And that was going well. I was still getting out running 3 times a week. I was managing the pain. The shin splints on my right leg completely disappeared. My left leg was still pretty painful, but I was managing it. And then last week I went out for a 16-mile long run, which went really, really well. I was really happy with it. I'll put the data up so you can have a look. Average pace for the whole 16 miles, 9:16. I could have carried on. It felt really good. I did a 6-mile run on the Tuesday, and then I went out on the Thursday to do a 7.5-mile run. And 3 miles in, I started to get some really, what I thought was cramp in my right outside Achilles area, and that just quickly developed into me pretty much being unable to walk. So I hobbled home. Well, I hobbled halfway home, and I got my partner, my missus, to come pick me up. I went to the physio the next day. Thankfully, no injury, but I've now rested for almost a week. And I'm back out running today. I'm going to go and I'm meant to be doing 7.5 miles again, but I'm just going to go out and run a 5K because I've not ran for a week. I want to make sure that the ankle stroke Achilles stroke calf is okay. And then we're back into marathon training, and I've got 19 miles to do this weekend. I didn't do my long run last Sunday, a couple of days ago, because I said I've just been resting for a week. So that's the situation where I am. So I just didn't make any videos because I just really did not want to do anything to affect or harm my chances of racing on the 21st. So I put the camera down and I focused on my running. But the camera is now back in my hand, and I'm out on this 5K to make sure that the ankle is okay. And I'm looking forward to getting back out again, to be honest with you. I've not ran now for, like I just said, just under a week. And it's time to try it out, and I hope that everything's okay. And we're going to be back to making content again, which is all good, because I do love making videos. So I'm just about to get naked to get changed, so come back in a sec. Okay, done, ready to go out. And I suppose one thing I haven't said, I suppose having a forced week off has kind of let my body recover a little bit. I was really stressing about having a week off and missing a week's worth of training. But in realistic terms, I've only missed 3 sessions. I have missed a long run. I have missed a 19-mile long run, which is probably the one run that I was a bit... I really wanted to get all my long runs in as I kind of trained towards this sub-3 at London. But having this forced bit of time off has meant that all my little aches and niggles, I was having a little bit of soreness in my right hamstring, that's kind of gone now. The shins feel a lot better. This is the first day today that I'm walking around and I'm getting no lasting aches from the Achilles ankle calf thing. So I'm just going to go and take it easy, super slow, just to get 5 miles in the bag, and then let that give me a little bit of a positive mental attitude moving forward, and a little bit of belief that everything's okay and I can crack on at where I left off. So let's get out, let's get our trainers on. Well, let's get our trainers on, let's get out, let's get some miles done. the run and I'm stopping because that is not right. Fuck's sake. I've got 0.24 into my run and the pain is straight back in my ankle. Sake. So I'm walking home. I felt it pretty much straight away. It's been absolutely fine walking around the last couple of days around work, no problems at all. As soon as I put a little bit of pressure through it running, I felt it right back there again. Exactly the same as it was last week. I even did all my stretching and everything before I started, thinking that maybe I didn't warm up last time, so maybe that was the reason. But I warmed up properly, a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, warm up. This does not bode well. We're in week 11, well, just starting week 11 worth of training. So it's 5 weeks to London Marathon. Now, don't get me wrong, I can still make the start line. I've done a lot of training over the last 10 weeks and I've got up to 16 miles in my long run and ran it well. I could have probably easily done 20 miles that day and felt okay, but I'm nowhere near finished my training. I've got 5 weeks, 6 weeks left, including this week. I got 4 long runs. I've got a half marathon race a week on Sunday, so there's still a lot to do. There's still a lot of training to do. There's still a lot of prep work. A lot goes into running sub-4. I don't really know what to do, to be honest with you. I probably could have kept running for a little bit longer, but would I have done more damage? Probably. So I need to get home and get changed and have a think about what to do. Well, I'm home, I'm showered, I'm deflated basically. I didn't expect to only last a quarter of a mile. I honestly didn't think it was an injury. I just thought it was a bit of overuse. It needed 4 or 5 days just to chill out and then I'd go out and I'd be okay. Obviously not. I got down the hill onto a gravel path where I normally take a route out and the pain was like intense straight down the right hand side of the back of my Achilles stroke ankle, and it was the same pain that I got last Thursday when I went out for my run, and it was the first time I felt it. Like I said earlier, I thought it was cramp, so I stretched out, I carried on running, stretched out again, carried on running, and ended up not being able to run. And today I just felt it like it was back then, and I didn't even give it a chance to get any worse. It's a bit frustrating, really. I'm in week 11. There is still time. There is still time for me to be able to get a good 3 or 4 weeks worth of training in and get me around London. I'm not giving up on the London dream yet. I may have to let go of the sub-4, and it may be just go and enjoy it, and what will be will be. After all, I am running Valencia Marathon in December of this year, which was always going to be my target race anyway. So if I don't manage to get my full 16-week training block done and get my sub-4 target at London, I will be having that opportunity again in Valencia later this year. So let's pick this up when I next get my running shoes on, which hopefully will be in 2 days' time. Well, it's Sunday, and the video you just saw was from several days ago, where I'd hoped that by now I could have got out and had at least another test run. Maybe not the 19 miles I'd planned to do this Sunday, but unfortunately no go. Although my ankle's not like super painful when I'm walking, I can feel it when I'm coming downstairs, and I said to myself when I first got this little bit of a pain stroke injury, I don't actually know if it is an injury or what, that I'm not going to go back out and run again now until I can walk around and feel completely pain-free. So this is the end of week 11 and 0 running week 11. Week 10 I did 2 sessions, so I clocked up just over 10 miles, missed the long run. This week, no running at all. Obviously I went out and tried, got a quarter of a mile down the road, kaput, called it quits. I was on the plan was meant to be 21 miles today, basically, which I'm not doing. And I'm okay with the physical part of missing runs. I know that a week and a half of not running, I'm not really going to lose a massive amount of fitness. It will start decreasing as the weeks click on. But I know that actually physically, I'll be okay if I can start running again in about a week's time. I'll make it to London. I still think I'll get around in a good time. So I'm not stressing myself out about it that much, although 10 weeks worth of running 4 times a week and being fixated on a marathon plan, my body does feel like it wants to go out for a run. The issue for me more is mentally, if I'm completely honest. I'm really up there stressing myself out and thinking the worst, that actually not running when I should be running. I feel guilty, basically, not getting out and not getting my runs done. And that's probably the hardest kind of area of it to deal with. What I'm thinking up here, I'm on a fixed marathon plan. I want to be hitting all my sessions. I've got a target goal. And when I don't get out and get my runs done, it stresses me out. And I get a bit frustrated and a bit annoyed. So I've just got to get it through my head that actually it's okay. Missing runs is okay. The most important part is fixing any niggles quickly so you can get back out on the road, so you can get to the race start line. And do you know what? If I don't, I'd set myself a sub-4 at the start of this marathon block, and I'd feel like that I've got to run sub-4. But it's okay if I don't. I'm not an elite athlete. I'm not getting paid to run a sub-4. I'm not going to get a bonus if I run sub-4. No one's going to come pat me on the back. My friends and family will say well done, and then they'll move on. I'm putting the pressure on myself more than anything else, which is a bit silly. So I've got to get through my head. Anyway, the last 2 months, January and February, have gone really well. I've clocked up just about 87 miles in January and 86 miles in February. I've done countless long runs. I've got up to 16 miles 2 Sundays ago. I'll put the data up here so you can see. Average pace 9:15 for the 16 miles, felt pretty good. Apart from a bit of a dodgy belly and have to shoot into a bush. But that run went well. I probably could have got to maybe 19, 20. I would have felt wiped out by then because I was pretty knackered by the end of the 16. But that's the positives. I've done 3 or 4 runs every single week for 9 weeks. I've got a good long run in, several long runs in the bank, and I've got up to 16 miles. I've still got 5 weeks left. If I started running again next week, which I'm going to try to do, I've still got 5 weeks left of this training plan to get myself to London. So I've still got plenty of opportunities to get my mileage up to 20-21 miles, which is where I want to get to on my last long run. I have got a race next weekend if I'm going to be in a fit state to do it, which is the Wilmslow half. But this video for me now is more about how to cope with not running when you are injured and you want to get out and run. And at the end of the day, for me, it's not putting pressure on myself, realising that it's okay. And do you know what? If it all falls apart, that's okay too. There are plenty of other races. There is enough time to go out and hit my targets, hit my goals, hit my PBs. If it doesn't happen in this one, it doesn't happen in this one. I've just got to let it go. Despite really wanting to tackle London again, because the first time I did it in 2018, it was a crap race. I hadn't prepped for it. I didn't get my fueling strategy, or I didn't have a fueling strategy, and it was awful, absolutely awful. So yeah, just got to get it through my head that it's okay not to do all of my runs, and understanding that actually marathon training blocks are bloody hard, and you're going to encounter injuries. You're going to encounter fatigue, you're going to encounter illness and all that sort of stuff, and you've just got to deal with it. And if it means that you have to miss some runs or miss a week here or miss a couple of weeks there, it's okay, because I can only do my best. That's it. This video really hasn't turned out to be the video that I wanted. I wanted it to be a week 11 recap ending in a 19-mile run. That would have been much more exciting content than me just basically moaning at my camera. And if you want to know if I get myself back into my marathon training plan, please hit that subscribe button, because I do try and put out videos every week. I haven't for the last couple of weeks because of all these niggles, but usually my content's pretty good fun. So yeah, give the video a like. Definitely helps people find my other running videos. Click into my profile, there's a lot more fun videos than this one, and I'll apologise that I've just moaned. Maybe I've just used this as a bit of a psychotherapy session, me talking about my problems to my camera. And if you've got this far, kudos, because I've just rambled and dribbled about rubbish. Anyway, I will continue to massage my ankle, I will continue to rest it. My plan is next week that my first run, I've knocked myself down to 3 training sessions a week, and runner, let me just have a look and see what runner has got scheduled for me for next week. So my week 12, basically, I have, I don't know if you see, I'll pop it up on the screen. It's a down week, week 12, so this is the last down week of the 16-week plan, which probably, if I can get back into running next week, will probably be good. So 4.2 mile progressive run, 5 mile easy, and then 8.7 mile long run. Not forgetting I'm doing Wilmslow half marathon a week today. So that 8.7 mile long run will turn into a 13 mile race. Then week 13, we're up to 6.8 on the Wednesday, 6.2 on the Friday, and then a 20 mile long run on the Sunday, and that's just what I'll aim for. So yeah, that's where we are. Thank you for listening to my moaning. Thank you for being my psychiatrist. I hope your runs and training are going well. But if they're not, remember, it's okay. We're only human. We can only do the best we can do. Until the next time, take care. See you on the next one.